A police officer and a teenage girl have died, seemingly having fallen off a roof, and episode 1 opens with detectives Sarah and Steve who are tasked with investigating the scene, and is pretty gruesome. 2 bodies bloodied and mangled on the ground. There's a little boy, Ben, on the roof, and a police officer, Lizzie, who looks really shaken up. Both of them were obviously there at the time the police officer and the teenage girl jumped or were pushed off or fell off the building. Ben's mother comes to take her little boy home and she refuses any help. Steve tells Sarah that the story is that the teenage girl had grabbed Ben from his home and took him to the tower. Police tried to stop her, and that somehow resulted in the deaths of the teenage girl and one of the policemen trying to supposedly stop her. It also just so happens that the girl, her name is Farah, her father is currently in custody, and it was Lizzie, the female officer, who was his arresting officer. Lizzie is also acting very shady. She's in a rush to get away from the potential crime scene, and it looks like she doesn't want to be questioned. Steve goes over to her home, but she's not answering, so he breaks in. She's gone. She was also really good friends with her partner policeman who died, Hadley Matthews. Then we go back 9 days and we get to see some of the events leading up to the deaths. Lizzie and Hadley are called to a woman's home, and it's Ben's mother. She tells them that she's having trouble with her next door neighbors, the Mahanys. They're rather disruptive and she's scared of them. There isn't too much the police can do until the lady shows them some footage on her phone of Mr. Mahany damaging her car, and they eventually apprehend him. One of the higher-ups at the police department, Lizzie's boss, Shaw, doesn't like Sarah investigating. It looks like he's hiding something, but he swears it's to protect Lizzie from some crime boss. So Sarah cannot go public with the fact that Lizzie has made a run for it. She's a witness in some big crime case, but Sarah starts to notice some weird inconsistencies, that both Lizzie and Hadley didn't have their body cams on, that they didn't respond to any calls when they were on the crime scene. Also, after Ben's mother called the kidnapping in, Hadley got the radio about the kidnapping, but nothing is mentioned about where the kidnapping was, and he just went straight to the tower. But how did he know to go there? We're shown 7 days before the fall that Lizzie and Farah, the daughter, had something of a rapport, and Farah trusted Lizzie, who got her to encourage her dad to come to the station. After Steve takes photos of the visitor logs at the locker rooms, he finds out that around the time this big kidnapping incident went down, Shaw went to search Hadley and Lizzie's lockers. Very odd. Sarah wants to put Shaw under surveillance. She feels as though he's obstructing the investigation because he kind of sent them on a wild goose chase with the mob boss thing. She's basically shut down and told that maybe she's just emotional from her recent breakup. Lizzie, still on the run, rents a car and the police are on their way to apprehend her, but she manages to escape again. Sarah decides that it's time to stop protecting her. She wants to go public. At the end of the episode, we see that Shaw has Farah's phone. The phone that Sarah and Steve had noted was missing in evidence at the beginning of the episode. And that's episode 1 of The Tower. One note about the show, I had to listen very closely because for some reason I sometimes struggled to understand what they were saying, which is odd because I really have this issue and I watch a lot of British shows. I'm really bad at mysteries and I never guess anything correctly until it's revealed, so I'm gonna have to carry on with this to find out what's behind this cover-up. It's clear that Shaw is attracted to Lizzie and I wonder if something actually happened there and that has something to do with anything. I'll definitely be streaming this. It's not too intense, I'm not absolutely hooked, but there's enough of a mystery there to keep going, I think. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.